Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can see yours.
Okay, thanks. So yesterday we saw that how to create the different parameters, how to set the parameters, and how to validate the payload with a different syntax like single name and with multiple name, and the different status also we verified, and like also we call how to uh, we learn how to call the post method and by adding the request. So in this session we are going to cover how to create a configuration file, and we will set the URL in the configuration file and we call from there, and also like the environment things like that. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to create a configuration.js file. So just go to file. Is there any .js extension file? No. So just write the name like karate config .js. Okay, the configuration file is created. So now I'm going to create a method. So a method to create a method, we should start name, which is function keyword appear function, and just give the name fn. So in that, like, I'm creating a variable using va keyword and this config equal to. Here I'm creating a variable for our URL. So I want to create a variable for this URL. So I'm just copying this URL.
Raghav,
Mhm.
in in some time I have observed like some files are configuration file is .js and sometime it is JSON format .json. So where we use this configuration file and what is the use of that?
Actually, it is the functionality provided by Karate. Like the .js file, we don't need to call. This file will be called before execution. So when we call the user the feature file, this configuration file will be called in the beginning. Means before all the feature
Background file.
files. Yeah, background.
Okay. Okay.
So that's
So,
why. And
so background part we all time we have to be created in the .js format.
it depends. Like we are creating the configuration file, and in the background, like I background also we have set this, but this background and the .js file both are different, because this background run before is the scenario, but it will execute before all the feature files. Got it?
Okay. Okay.
That's why. Okay, so here just I'm giving the name base URL. So this is the syntax like semicolon, and it pass the URL. So it's our base URL. Okay, and like environment also we can create a variable for environment like env, and this is a syntax like karate dot env. So it will be configured with the karate, and we can print the logs also. So there is a predefined keyword, means the method which is provided by karate, like karate.log, and here we can write like current environment is env, and we can also put the conditions like on which environment you want to execute. So if env exactly equal to, like, if we have multiple environment like stage, then here we need to configure our base URL, which need to be which can be accessible by using config dot base URL, and here need to pass the URL like the actual URL. So I'm just changing the URL, means putting some random name. Okay. Likewise, else we can put the condition else if environment environment is QA or dev, like that. So there is a QA environment.
Sorry to interrupt,
Yeah, sure. Please go
Raghav.
ahead.
So in second line where you have defined the variable environment, you are calling this karate dot environment method. So where is this environment method defined at? Like karate.
Which method? This one.
Yeah, yeah, this one I'm talking about.
Actually, it is provided by Karate jar file.
Okay, okay. Okay,
We
it's
didn't
by
define.
okay.
Yeah, by default. Or okay, so if there is a no environment to be set, then just
So Raghav,
pass a
if
default
we
jar.
sorry,
Yeah.
if we name a variable anything else than env, so do
Mm.
we need to write karate dot that name of the
Yes, yes,
variable?
yes. Yeah.
Okay, okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay. So here, like we can also call here multiple like if you want to call the a feature file inside that configuration file, then we can also call like I'm just mm, show you how to call, but like we don't have multiple files, so you just try it. Let me show you how to call the file. So here, like I'm creating a variable result equal to karate dot call single. So this is a keyword provided by, means a method provided by karate. So call single here. I just need to pass the path of the feature file, like class path, and here need to give the path of the feature file. Like we have a default package and mm, the default package and the users dot feature file. So like that we can give. Let me show. Default package, and we have a file users dot feature. So like that. Here we just need to call, if we want to call a feature file inside the configuration file, then we can also call this one. Like if I'm giving an example, uh, when you want to call a get method and you want to call an API, but before calling the API you need a access token. So like before calling any API you have to pass the access token. So we can create a feature file to get the access tokens, like calling the post method. So we can we can call that um, feature file before all these uh, uh, we can get our access token inside that result variable. And like here, one thing also we need to do, like config dot we need to create a variable, like I'm creating auth info equal to, here we need to pass the result, and I just need to return our config variable. Okay, so here right now we don't have any files, so just I'm commenting this out. I'm just giving you the example how to call the feature file inside that configuration file. Okay, so in that
Raghav,
feature file, yeah.
yeah, like what if we have multiple feature file here, then how to define?
So I guess we need to explore this thing because in the real time we don't need to call multiple feature file as well. Like if you want to call the multiple feature file, then we can write this line multiple times, or it may possible that if there is another method should be there by using like call single, so it should be call multiple. You need to find out means if, uh, explore the thing.
Okay, like we can
uh,
define multiple variable.
yeah, you must note down this question so that
Okay,
after the call you please figure out, means search on Google that how to call the multiple files. Okay.
sure. Okay,
So here, what I did, I just create a variable for base URL. This is our URL. So I'm going to the users of feature file. So here I'm writing the static URL, but I have created a configuration file. So we have a variable called base URL. So here we just need to call that variable. Okay, let me execute this one. Okay, so the background we have set as well. So this is the variable we have created. So just click on that. The current environment is null. So we didn't pass any environment, but the URL we have passed. So like if you want to set the environment in that, you just need to create a method here. Like we have annotation which is before all. Let's create a public static method, setting environment. Okay.
Raghav,
So
sorry
you
to
must.
interrupt. Earlier, you told that this is Gherkin language, but isn't it very similar to Java? Raghav?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Please ask.
Yeah, I was asking earlier, you told that we are using Gherkin language here, but isn't it very similar to Java? Like you are writing a
Yes. Yes. Gherkin. It means Gherkin language means we are creating a feature files, and in the feature files we are creating some syntax like given and when then. So in that, it's not pure Gherkin, it's based on the Gherkin language, means the concept we are using. A Cucumber framework is based on the purely Gherkin language. So in that, like, we need to create the test cases with the simple English language, but we need to give the step definition. Means we have to do code itself.
Okay, okay.
So like I'm using Java in this framework, so that's why we need to do some codes, and like it's nothing in terms of coding, right? Because like here just create, just call the match. Otherwise in the Cucumber framework we have to write all these codes inside that step definition file. Means we need to create the .java file for each feature files, but in the Karate we don't need to create that step definition file.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay,
So,
so mhm. Yeah, please go ahead.
basically, kind of, we have additional library in Karate, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, in that, like it provides us a get keyword. So but just write a get keyword and the get method will be called. Otherwise in the Cucumber we will have to write the code for calling the API.
Okay, okay, got it. Got the difference.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah. Okay, so here I'm going to setting the environment. So just system dot set properties. So just need to give key should be karate dot environment variable we set in our configuration file, and here just need to pass like I'm passing stage. Okay. Let's see what will happen. The current environment is null. Why it is happening? Let me check. Before all, so this is the annotation. Why it is not working? It's should be working, I guess.
I think it passed this time. We can see three test cases pass.
No, it is not paused
Yes,
because
it is not able to get the environment, right?
yes. Because
Method.
when it is able to get the environment, we will
Mhm.
get the failed result.
Okay. So
Okay, this is our configuration file.
can you check the log what it is calling and then how it is?
It is calling the base URL. Not actually, it is not passing the karate configuration file.
So it is not able to call this file. So there must be issue in the part of code you have written at the rate before all.
Yes,
Because
yes,
if it
yes.
able to call that. Yeah, here there must be some issue here.
It should be static. Yes, it should not. I remove it. Karate.environment. This is the exact variable we have. The environment is stage.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Please go ahead.
Can it be possible like you have created this karate.config file? So because of nomenclature, like we are not able to call this method because in Java we create the file name like the same as class, right? So is it possible because like we have created karate.config, we are not able to call this method?
No, Rishabh, it is to be like that. Configuration file we have to be created be like this.
Hmm.
Yes, right. To set property, we have set by using that and variable, and this is stage. Actually, it is working in why.
Can you use a single quote for passing this?
Yes, to try this.
For Java can use
Mm,
single as well, right? Here in the test runner, I think. Can you use there single quote?
But, but if the environment is passed, then the current environment in the it will not print the null. It should not. But I guess it's a string, so we cannot do. Mhm. I'm not working.
Raghav, Just one thing, where is this method defined system dot set property?
This
Mm,
is uh, this is the default means provided by Java.
yeah, because I just wanted to see if both the parameters we are passing is correct or we're
Uh,
passing
It's
some.
uh, it's key value. So this is the variable and stages are value because to set the properties,
Mhm.
change the property value like here the string
I think, yeah, I was looking
again
for.
values both are string. Okay, then we'll see why it is not being called. So I guess I'm done. You should try why it is not being called because this is the way it's the exact way I did in my framework. So you must try in your system. Okay, so do you have any question and anything? And one more thing is that we can also add a Cucumber report. So just do the Google and find how to add the Cucumber report inside that.
Sure, Raghav. Raghav, just one last thing. Uh,
Mhm.
can you go to that test script where you were able to call this config file? Like you must have done it earlier. Can you go to
No,
there
no,
and
no,
check?
no. We here the karate.config file is the
No, no, I'm not
config.js.
talking about this. You have written this right now. Earlier, when you were doing this
Yes,
thing,
yes, yes.
must have
Okay,
been there,
let me
right?
show. This is the karate.config
Yeah.
file. So here I just the same thing I written and like the test runner. uh, This is the before all method I have tried. So this was working. This is the same, right? Don't know why it's not working the same the project. You can see this is the same process, same code, and here also we are using the single quotes, single quotes. And it's not this. Okay, so that's why I'm saying it's not why I don't know why it is not working. We need to do
Okay, maybe
something.
we can discuss this part tomorrow. We
Yeah.
can continue from here onwards, and we can try on our part as well, right?
Yes, yes, yes. So try at your end. Try to call this number.
Sure. Thanks, Raghav.
Okay. So, do you have any other questions? Anyone? Or if you face any challenge while configuring the project in your, then please feel free to. I hope you like the session. So, thank you guys. Any feedback or just drop the question. Okay,
Um,
bye.
can we stop recording?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, sure. Let me stop.